gets away as he falls. Gets it to Rihanna eventually. Not the best pass from Rihanna. Doniger now flicks the ball out the side door to Vicona. Vicona then looks for support. It arrives with Callan. Callan should have slipped the ball to Edwards. It was a walk-in for Edwards.
Oh, the frustration on the face of Edwards. He threw his hands up in the air and said, why on earth?
Offside, though, in the meantime.
He cannot believe it. Callan was racing through. All he had to do was pop the ball back on the inside. It was a definite 6. He may be in the twilight of his career. Shaun Edwards. Dearie me, look at Edwards. You are kidding, mate. And he's every right, yeah. That is 6 points gone.
Well, he maybe shouldn't be on the field with that cut head. He should be in the blood bin as well. I just wonder, Steve, I don't know, and I only put this as an argument. Stuart Cummings also went through on the inside then, and I wonder whether Callan was confused by Stuart Cummings being in the red strip. I don't know.
Shaun Edwards is nearly bald. Stuart Cummings has got a nice head of hair.
Oh, dearie me. But they're running out there at 100 miles an hour.
You mean to tell me that he didn't know Shaun Edwards was on the inside? I tell you what, after the game, Mr. Edwards will let him know what it looks like.
When you finish, McNamara has kicked the penalty, and Bradford have a 2-point advantage.
Draws the man, and you can see Cummings is about
ahead.
10 metres in front. And unless Shaun Edwards carries a little whistle round his wrist, no excuse.
It was only an argument, that's all.
You got one.
Okay, fellas.
Anyway, Bradford are ahead by 2 points to 0, courtesy of the boot of Steve McNamara. Tell me, are we going to have 7 months of this, or are we going to calm down after the next couple of weeks?
Did you get me an Easter egg? No. I'll leave that to you.
So back come Leeds with Morley. Good strong run. And a bit of interference at the play the ball by Stuart Spruce. Penalty now to Leeds. Referee has to be on the top of his game tonight.
Good run there by Morley, and he interfered there. Got up quickly. I'll say that's been a highlight of the Leeds play so far, is the way their ability to get on and play the ball as quickly as possible. And they are getting over that advantage line. They really are up for this.
And there's a degree of organisation about them as well as enthusiasm. There's a lot of people, and you're amongst them, I know, who think this is going to be a big year for Leeds. Farrell, good strong run from him. To within about 18 metres of the line.
Looks to have put on a lot of beef, doesn't he, Farrell, this season?
Newton is halted on the 10-metre line. Here's Sheridan. Fleary. That's the last tackle, and Leeds are camped underneath the Leeds sticks. The Bradford sticks. Kemp, out wide it goes to Blackmore, but look at the tackle from Peacock on Richie Blackmore, and give me the ball, he says. It's the turnover.
Unbelievable hit there. Danny Peacock, we mentioned earlier that the clash between Blackmore and Peacock would be absolutely out of the top drawer. And that tackle was superb.
Vicona, such a difficult man to pull down. Dwyer now. McDermott. Well, what a raw bone match this is turning into. You've got to be brave to be out there. You've got to be pretty skillful as well. How's that for Rihanna? It just bounced off the chest of Callan, and here's Callan again now.
Well, some of the Leeds players stopped. They thought it was a knock-on. It was a wayward pass.
Vicona to Forshaw.
Did well to take that. They're coming in from all angles. Kemp, did he just commit himself a little bit too late? Kemp says he lost the football.
And the referee had a look at the touch judge on this near side, and the touch judge agreed with Tony Kemp. Got him for the knock-on.
Well, Steve McNamara looked at the official and said, who's in control out there? Definitely lost it.
Yeah. Same on both sides though at the moment, Jeremy. Let's get a happy medium, eh? Come on.
Well, you can see that Mike Forshaw has also put in his claim that the ball was reefed away with more than one man in the tackle. Well, this is not just a tough game for the players out there. It's a tough one for the referee, Cummings. Here's the impact, and it was pulled out. I think Iestyn Harris is the culprit, but they've got away with it.
Terry Newton has made his way to the sideline, the Leeds hooker. This is Harris now. He gets it away to Cummins. Newton is off as Cummins makes this run, replaced by Graham Holroyd. Good run from Cummins, and a touch of interference there by Donegal. Referee lets it go. Here's Harris. Good ball back then on the inside. A lovely jinking, dancing run from St. Hilaire, and he's grounded by Stuart Spruce. Sheridan into the arms then of Glanville. Glanville to Holroyd. Quick hands from Leeds. Blackmore, and Blackmore scores. Terrific try from Leeds. Fantastic try. Good quick hands. And the ball sped from one side of the field to the other. And Richard Blackmore comes up with the first try of this Battle of Odsal. Leeds hit the front.
Quick play the ball for the key. They really did set off. Kept the ball out wide. Beautiful pass there. That was just outstanding. Blackmore into it. Peacock couldn't do anything about it. Minute before this, it was Peacock that came out, but he was sucked in and he offloaded just at the right moment. Quite outstanding piece of rugby league football. It does not come any better than this. Absolutely superb pass by Kemp. And the Kiwi to Kiwi combination puts 4 points on the board for Leeds. Outstanding piece of rugby league football.
Yes, Richie Blackmore, the man who left Castleford for Leeds via Auckland. And Richie Blackmore, what a start to the season for him. So Iestyn Harris, Leeds captain in 1998, on the verge of 200 points for Leeds, just 28 appearances now. He began today with 197 points to his name, so this will take him to within one of the double century. Three goals against Warrington, his former club, last Sunday. £350,000 worth a year ago. And he gets the 2 points for Leeds. So Leeds have weathered the storm, and they head the champions 6-2.
You can see inside the circle there that Peacock, he committed himself to Kemp. As soon as the offload was on, there was a huge gap. It was 2-on-1. A great finish by the Kiwi international. Spruce did all he could, but the strength of Blackmore was far too good.
The referee has taken the hint and has changed his jersey. So there can be no problem now. And only the touch judge is now in red. We'll get them playing in skins in a minute. Well, Leeds ahead by 6 points to 2. 22 minutes or thereabouts gone. Leeds have never beaten the Bulls in Super League in 4 attempts. They've lost 2 Challenge Cup semi-finals during the same period. As I said right at the start of the show, they owe Bradford Bulls 1 here. And I must say, Steve, I've been impressed the way they've stood with them toe-to-toe and come in with hits like Blackmore on foreshore.
Both sides really are up for it in that department on defence. It's a bruising encounter, and fitness will certainly play its part. Now, did Cummins touch that?
But it was a sliced kick off the outside of the boot from Edwards, and Leeds have got the ball back. Farrell. Sheridan. Masella.
Once again, you see how Leeds are getting over the advantage line. The first 5 or 6 minutes, Bradford's defence was moving forward, but they're hanging back a little bit now. That's always dangerous.
Here's Sheridan again, scampering away, gets the ball to Sterling. Sterling disappears under 4 men in black.
I think Bradford are feeling the pace.
Holroyd to Kemp, back to Holroyd. Holroyd dabs it through, it's a race here, but Spruce is able to allow the ball to run dead.
Not a bad option, but just a little bit too strong. I think also that Holroyd was just slipping a bit. He tried to claim that he was held back, but I feel that the tacklers were well and truly committed.
Graham Holroyd is making his 150th career appearance today. Now Dwyer for Bradford. Held down by Glanville. Referee's patience holds. Robbie Paul.
Well, Paul is a player that can break down this solid defence, and I think perhaps at Bradford they have to change their tactics a little bit. They're not using dummy runners. They're not trying to squeeze through this defence.
Well, they try to outmuscle everybody, don't they?
Well, I'm afraid it'll be very difficult against them. Oh, it's taken by Sterling. It was popped up. And that's another bad pass from the Bradford Bulls. Callan just got it away.
So, oh, that's an awful ball. It was bouncing in front of Masella. He just got fingertips to it, so the referee will call the knock-on.
Dearly me, that's the last thing they wanted when they were trying to take control. Nothing they could do about that, Martin Masella. He was always dipping away. And as I say, just when they were starting to take control of this game, they came up with a mistake.
Well, Masella had 3 really big games against the Bradford Bulls last year, including a try in the Cup semi-final. Played 30 of their 32 games, did Martin Masella last year. Now Robbie Paul, trying to inject a bit of pace. But Glanville got to him. Here's Spruce. Great defence. How about that from Fleary? Graham Murray must be a pretty pleased man at the moment, the Leeds coach. They're not breaking through. They're taking risks all the time, Bradford, to try and pierce this defence, which is so solid. Another super tackle there. Rihana went without the ball. Leeds have got it back courtesy of Adrian Morley.
Morley headbutted Edwards. Edwards didn't like it, he threw one. Well, what on earth was Morley thinking about there? He definitely headbutted, and now back-chatting.
Yes, Edwards back-chatted the referee, and he's been marched 10 metres back towards his own line.
Well, this is the incident. Edwards tried to get the ball away, but he definitely dipped his head towards Edwards. Morley cocked the right one back and thought better of it. The worried man there.
Matthew Elliott, the Bradford coach, the coach of the year last year as Bradford marched over everybody to the title. And we always knew that it would be difficult for Bradford this year to defend the crown. And if this is anything to go by, this is going to be a torrid season for the Bradford Bulls. But Leeds, Steve-O, are a different kettle of fish to 12 months ago.
They're playing with a lot more vim and vigour, but their defence has been the key so far. Leading the way, the prop forward, Fleary. Oh, dearie me, a chance there. Kemp then takes out Edwards.
Edwards went for the intercept and caught one from Tony Kemp. The referee, though, will pull them for the knock-on and nothing else by Edwards.
Experience there. Well, the Bradford fans don't like this. But Kemp really didn't follow through.
No, and it was underneath. It was on the shoulder anyway. It wasn't round the head.
He would have been away. He would definitely have been away on the second occasion. Remember, they blew the chance to score the try.
Harris has cut through and is going to go into the corner. Terrific try again for Leeds. Iestyn Harris joined the line at the scrum and picked the ball up. First pass from the base of that scrum, and he saw a huge gap, and his pace did the rest. Iestyn Harris then passes the 200-point mark for Leeds.
Work the blind side, and you'll see that Edwards was too slow to come across. He should have gone low, and perhaps Edwards didn't have his mind on the job after going for the intercept. You can see there he just hesitated, but it was a wonderful fend by the left hand. Harris, since they've changed the rules and brought the scrum inside, given them an extra 5 metres, that's why sides can now utilise the blindside move. And the full-back, the Welsh wizard, you can see the disgust in the background of Shaun Edwards. He knows he should have taken the man. He failed to do it. And Harris in for try number 2 for Leeds.
Well, terrific season for Iestyn Harris in 1997. Now the Leeds captain. And now the Leeds full-back, which is ironic really, because that was one of the main reasons why Iestyn Harris fell out with Warrington. He believed his best position was stand-off, didn't want to play full-back for Warrington, apparently quite happy to play full-back for Leeds. Well, those terraces packed, and the vast majority of the supporters here supporting the Bradford Bulls. The champions, though, shocked here, and that's not a bad effort, but it just went the wrong side of the posts. Bradford 2, Leeds 10 here at Odsal.
You can see Edwards circled there. Your two outside three-quarters, they want to go over for the overlap. And when Edwards just hesitated, it was a split second, and Harris took full advantage. Beautiful fend. Carried the ball in the right, fended with the left. That's outstanding.
So Leeds with a 10-2 advantage. 29 minutes gone. Rihanna goes off the field and Sonny Nicol comes on for Bradford. But the problem that Bradford are having is that they cannot get through this terrific Leeds defence.
That's why they've got to change their tactics. They've got to start turning Leeds around. In the early part of the tackle count, they are not using a sweeper, so therefore the kick over the top. They've got a master of it out there in Sean Edwards.
And I think somebody's been pinged here.
Yes, and the tackle's made in this play here. He's put his elbow into the face. I'm not going to
elbow in the face.
Glanville.
Hands again, I'm going to take some action against him, okay?
Mark Glanville, grand final winner with Newcastle last year against Manly. Wants to be the first to play back-to-back grand finals, but in different continents. And more importantly, back-to-back grand final winners. Well, Bradford ended 1997 with 4 defeats after they celebrated their championship here with that big win against Paris. They then went on to lose their last 2 league games of 97, and they lost a Premiership tie against Castleford, and they also lost in the World Club Championship as well. So they ended last year on a beaten note. Penalty to Leeds.
Interfering. Well, we saw on that occasion the big centre, Danny Peacock, spill the ball yet again, and it's all been brought around because of the pressure that this Leeds defence is applying, but they failed to find the touch.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Took a quick penalty, hammered the ball towards the touchline but didn't find it. But Bradford's handling error count is creeping up. They've now made 9.
Well, there's a few Bradford players out there. They are looking at the players coming towards him, especially one prop forward, Darren Fleary. He's creating havoc out there.
This Leeds defence is outstanding. But I'm afraid that is not good from Fleary.
Should have tried to get away. All that hard work. And it's a ploy by everybody. It was a little shove. And there you see he was standing his ground.
So chance here for the Bradford Bulls.
Can they work a move? Because it's going to take something like an angle run, switch of play, run around to break through the defence. They've got to put on their set moves here.
They do emphasise the power, though, at Bradford, don't they? And they carry the ball right up to the defence, then they release the pass like that. Here's Edwards, maybe he holds the key. Nicol from dummy half, again the power. To within 9 metres of the line. Well, they like it rough and tough here at Odsal. Here's Edwards, flick ball back on the inside to McDermott, but again it's Farrell and Fleary who are hunting like a pair of Exocet missiles out there. Edwards dabs the ball through, too deep.
Well, you could see the look on Brian McDermott's face after the big tackle yet again from Darren Fleary. Well, Fleary is like a brick wall on wheels.
Not seen too many of them, I must say. Brick wall on wheels. But he's a big lad.
I'm glad I'm up here.
Sterling. Here's Harris. The Bulls are anxious to get Graham Bradley, their captain, back on the field, but Bradley's nose refuses to stop bleeding, apparently. So he can't come on while that's the situation.
But look how easy Leeds are getting over the advantage line, and yet Bradford are finding it difficult.
Holroyd with a high kick. who wants it. Holroyd does.
Still on the last.
That'll be the turnover. No, it won't, because Peacock's picked it up on the intercept. Again, Edwards is on his outside and was wide open again to the line. That's 3 times. What's Edwards done to them?
Well, I don't think Peacock knew that it had gone and switched onto the blind side. Peacock was just trying to get forward. But as you were right, Eddie, they're missing their chances. They've got to take them. And at 10-2, they must be... Oh, they're desperate.
Robbie Paul.
It is just not their night at the moment.
It isn't.
This is a break. It was a real mess. And you can see Edwards on the outside. He looks on the inside. And Edwards again. And as you mentioned, Eddie, what has he done wrong? The chances was there, and look at this. Brain engaged, but I'm afraid the motor stopped running.
Well, Robbie Paul and Tavita Vaikona in this first half have been just a little bit anonymous. Expecting great things of those two. Paul every year, Vaikona of course for the first time this year since he's moved from Hull.
Again we see that Bradford defence a little bit slow to go. They're hanging off, and I'm sure that their coach Matthew Elliott will be telling them to come out in the second half. He has to change that. They are dictating play, Leeds. Look again how they're hanging off.
Glanville gets the pass away to Cummins. He's all wrapped up by Robbie Paul. 5 minutes to the half-time break. I'm sure Matthew Elliott will want to get to his players. Graham Murray, I think, would be happy for this match just to continue. That bounced off Scales' fingertips, it appears. The referee has got him for the knock-on. I was about to say came off his ankle. Scales believes it did. This will us.
Pretty hard to tell there. Definitely at the foot, but did he get a fingertip to it as well? Off the ankle.
I think he's hard done by there.
I agree with you. Looks at the touch judge, does Jonathan Scales.
Well, Leeds will have head and feet from this scrum, and what price another try from this? And how would that look for Bradford at half-time? They've got confidence, though, to fling the ball around Leeds. Here's Blackmore. Blackmore was looking for the penalty. Harris. Out wide it goes to Sterling. Sterling taking them on. Edwards and Scales bring him down. Sheridan. Ball then inside to Farrell. Sheridan again. Here's Harris. Lovely step from Harris. It's a try. Harris gets the second. Second try for Iestyn Harris. And how big was that call from Stuart Cummins to put the scrum down with Leeds head and feed. Harris gets the try, and Bradford the champions in all sorts of strife.
It was always going to come. The Bradford defence hanging back. They did not apply the pressure, and that's allowed Iestyn Harris to go over for his second try. But look how they're leaving him. You've got to move it. You've got to hit them. They're failing to do that, and they are paying the price. They are so confused. This is a decision. It did come off the ankle, not the fingertips. Jonathan Scales was badly done to, and from it. But you can see Peacock. What is he going to do? Hesitating. It was the same by the second rower, Mike Forshaw, when they really should be getting up into their face. They're failing to do it. And the fullback, Iestyn Harris, he's having a field day.
Certainly is. 2 tries for Harris. Conversion of the Blackmore try as well. 14 points to 2, Leeds lead. As the heavens open again here, is it snow, is it sleet, or is it rain? A combination of all three. And in this wind, the ball has fallen off the kicking tee. Well, what an opening half for Leeds here at Odsal. It's a beanbag, it's not a kicking tee. It's a beanbag that Iestyn Harris uses.
Looks comfortable.
Appalling conditions for Harris for this kick. Pushed it the wrong side of the post. But 14 points to 2 in a blizzard at Odsal now.
Straight line shows where they hesitate. The broken line is where they should have been. They're pointing, waiting. Peacock was caught. Nice dummy step there by the fullback, Iestyn Harris.
Well, it's been all sorts of weather here at Odsal today. We've had rain, we've had sunshine, we've had wind, we've had snow, we've had sleet. All 4 seasons wrapped into one. This is Easter Sunday. It's not Christmas Day, but it feels like it. It's cold enough for Christmas, and it's certainly cold enough for snow. And it's pretty cold comfort farm for Bradford at the moment, trailing by 12 points.
Well, the way that the Leeds defence...
Don't fancy his job, Steve-O. Thank goodness we're in here.
I've never fancied his job. Doesn't matter what the weather. But I'm just saying, the Leeds defence has been so solid that this type of weather now certainly will be playing into their hands. Bradford needs something quickly. That's a good option, though.
It's a great kick. It almost bounced for Vicona.
Was he offside?
Cummins wraps it up for Leeds, though. But Steve-O, it's all aggression from Bradford. There's very little guile as they reach the defence.
Well, that was okay, but did that come off Harris and the man was stood in front? Pretty difficult, though, for the official to see that. In fact, for the official out there, it's pretty difficult to see anything. You viewers will seem to think that it's quite bright, but that's because it's on the TV. The cameras pick it up better. But just by the normal eyesight, it really is dim and dismal out there.
That's charged down by Nicol. And it's a great chase by Nicol and bravery from Harris.
Good work. Nicol should release him.
He's right on his own try line.
Oh, he's dropped it. That'll be a knock on. Or was it taken out?
The referee blows the whistle. I think the siren has sounded. I think that's half-time. It is. Well, what a half for Graham Murray and the Leeds Rhinos here at Odsal. Ahead by 14 points to 2. They've scored 3 tries without reply. Blackmore got them going, and then 2 from their captain, Iestyn Harris. And I think the half-time has come at just the right moment for Bradford Bulls. They need some direction, and their coach, Matthew Elliott, I think is about to earn his corn. He's got to go in there, and he has got to turn this match around, because Leeds and Iestyn Harris at the moment are running the show. Bradford 2, Leeds Rhinos 14. What a start for the men from Headingley.
Live from Manchester, an outstanding night of World Championship boxing, including 3 world title fights. Herbie Hyde, the hard-hitting WBO World Heavyweight Champion, defends his title against Damon Reed. World Cruiserweight Champion Carl Thompson faces the one, the only Chris Eubank. Prince Nassim, after his baptism of fire in America, is back for another huge test against Wilfredo Vasquez, the 3 times former world champion. Just who is the best featherweight in the world? What a night for boxing. Double Trouble next Saturday at 9 on Sky Box Office 3.
To book, call 0990 800 800, order early and receive a £5 discount. Check that you can receive this 1D channel before ordering. Cable customers contact your local operator.
fixed rate endowment. No, I'm not. I'm having a variable rate with cash back. No, I'm not. I'm going down the pub. Abbey National, because life's complicated enough.
Hi.
Because you never know when you'll meet the girl of your dreams, you need long-lasting odor protection. Gillette has created continuous protection antiperspirant for long-lasting protection.
Thanks.
That keeps you ready for anything.
Lads, all drinking fabulous pints of creamy Worthington. But why do we always take the mickey? Allow me to explain. If lads didn't take the mickey, they'd complement each other.
Have you lost weight?
Yeah, a little bit. That's nice.
This would result in an unhealthy fascination with skin creams. Now, slippery holes like these, if left on a lad's hand, could easily overcome the friction between hand and pint of Worthington. And oh no, you've got the terrible crime of spillage. Tragedy. And that is why lads take the mickey. Worthington, it's a man thing.
At Odsal. Super League. We'll be asking you then to vote for your man of the match. I'm rather fancying that a couple of Leeds names have already caught your eye. We'll ask you to ring that number, 0891 33 33 13, during the course of the second half. 2 grand final tickets up for grabs for Saturday, October the 24th at Old Trafford. And who knows, on the evidence of the first 40 minutes we've seen here at Odsal, Leeds could be there. And all winners from our man of the match competition this season will go into a prize draw at the end of the campaign to win a VIP. Another big...
See that he went across the shoulders.
McDermott trying to outmuscle this Leeds defence again and gets a penalty because the ball was stolen from him. Jamie Matthew pinged by the referee.
Little trailing hand there, just pulled the ball away. Matthew just flicked it there with the right hand.
Opening moments of this second half then. Let's hear what's been said at half-time in those dressing rooms. Here's Bill.
Well, as you'd expect, Graham Murray, the Leeds Rhinos coach, very happy with that first 40 from his side. He's looking for them to repeat the effort, not to allow the Leeds Rhinos to get back into this game early in this the Bulls to get back into this game early in this second half. Bradford, well, you'd think there would be a sense of urgency, but they're pretty calm on the Bradford bench. They know they've got to get back to their game plan, got to get back to what they were doing in the first 15 minutes, take the game to Leeds and cut out the mistakes.
So there we are, that's the plan. 6 to go here for Bradford. The referee, Stuart Cummings, wipes the tackle count down. So this is a big opportunity, but McDermott runs into the brick wall again. Adrian Morley with a huge hit. Here now is Bradley. Bradley then to Peacock. Peacock gets through one, can't get through two. Morley's there again, dumps him to the ground. And Morley, looking at the referee, Stuart Cummings, wanted the penalty. It's with Paul, who somehow keeps hold of it, but is then cleaned out by the tackle from Farrell, and Morley once again.
This defence is just outstanding from Leeds.
Last tackle on this second set of 6 for the Bradford Bulls. Here's Bradley. Bradley dabs it through. That's far too strong.
Oh, there's a fight.
Bradley
They're
is
into
mixing
it.
Yes. Oh, no, it's Peacock.
Peacock is throwing punches. I think it's Kemp underneath, is it? Yeah, it's Tony Kemp. Well, it has been a battle royal between those two. Crash tackles from either end.
And Bradley's off again, the nose. They can't stem the flow.
Ball out wide. Here's a kick from Bradley. It was far too long. And then just off the screen, there's a kick, and there you see that Peacock, he went with the right elbow, left elbow should I say. Kemp didn't like it, neither did the touch judge. Touch judge did the right thing.
Yes, he
didn't
saw
get
it.
involved. Forward running around in Britain at the moment. That's a big statement. But the way he's played today.
Spoke.
So I'm going to sort it out one way or the other.
Well, Stuart Cummings is going to sort it out, he says, and Graham Holroyd goes to the sin bin. They're trying to make a quick play of the ball here, Robbie Paul.
Now Paul moves off the mark. That's the reason why Iestyn Harris went to the referee. He said he didn't play the ball on the spot.
Big chance here then for Bradford. It's with Nicol. But again, they use this crash, bang, wallop approach. It's not terribly subtle. It was very effective last year, but with defence like this from Leeds, they're having the devil's own job getting through them this time. Here now is Scales, more strength from the winger, and Dwyer there to keep him in the field of play.
Outstanding play by Jonathan Scales there. How he kept himself in, well, only he will know. And another big hit.
Matthew on McDermott. Last tackle here for Bradford. They're so quick, Leeds, racing out of defence.
Back to 6.
Yes, Glanville got to Forshaw, but he touched it on the way. This is Dwyer, just ankle tapped.
All right, that's one. Clear! Yeah, Mark, come here, come on.
Edwards to Forshaw. Forshaw stepping again inside, but no way through.
Get out, get your hands out.
Well, how long can Leeds stand up to this pressure? Remember, down to 12 men. Peacock on the run. Still going, Peacock. No second phase, though, to support him. He has to take the tackle.
Get up.
Nicol is there in at dummy half. Nicol has it, and he's going to try and outmuscle him to the line. Again, this Leeds defence stands firm as a rock.
Get up. Sonny, keep your hands in.
Paul to Edwards. Dwyer dumped again to the ground. Outstanding from Glanville. Offside at the play the ball, Matthew.
He moved off the mark, he
Quick
wasn't
tap,
square.
Robbie Paul.
Straight into Fleary. Not the best thing to do, and Paul would have felt that one.
Pressure's immense on Leeds. McNamara, out wide it goes. Callan gets to the line.
His momentum took him over. I think he slid over. He did not move the arm. This will be a try, surely.
He's having a word with the touch judge. He's going to hand it on to the video ref.
Let's have a look. Let's check, see whether it was grounded properly or was it double movement.
Matt Callan thinks he scored the try. The referee is not sure. It's in the mind now of the video ref. And that's short.
Yes, but does he slide over? That's try time. He does not move the arm. That'll be given. That's a try for mine.
He was dragged across by St. Hilaire. He never moved the elbow.
And in wet conditions, that has to be given.
Video ref concurs.
Was being attempted. Danny Peacock was being carried from the pitch. He's got a knee injury of some description, so that's going to mean a bit of rejigking for the Bulls just when they've got the momentum going. Just a word from Stuart Cummings at half-time. He reckons this is the toughest British game he has ever refereed, and that is saying something, but this is tough.
It sure is. This is Super League 3. What do you expect? It is tough, but I tell you what, it's compelling.
Sure is, and fitness is going to play its part. The team that's got most gas. Oh, that's forward. They've got away with it.
It's Jowett who picked up the pass from Robbie Paul.
Well, Lady Luck going their way.
This is Dwyer.
They didn't have much in the first half. And Leeds, they're down to 12 men.
Robbie Paul, scampering run. McDermott to dummy half. Not the best pass. Forshaw's there to pick up the pieces.
Onside, fellas. Onside.
Edwards waiting, directing the operations at the play the ball. Here's McNamara. They come the short side. It's dabbed into the corner. That's a great kick, but just picked up pace on this greasy surface. He was looking for the slopes in the corner here at Odsal, which I must say this year don't look as pronounced as they have done in previous years.
And probably that man would agree with you. They spend hours, McNamara out on the pitch there during the week at training, kicking the ball into the corner. It normally just stops, didn't on that occasion. But that is the key to it. keep this ball alive and make sure that your kicking game is good.
Marcus St. Hilaire. Tackled by McDermott and Dwyer.
It's important for Leeds now to just play basic football. Make sure that the clock just ticks away whilst they are in possession. Remember, they're down to 12.
Here's Matthew. And Holroyd still has got 4 minutes in the sin bin. Can Leeds hold out? Bradford have cracked them once. Here's Harris to the halfway line. Holroyd anxious to get back into the action here. Good little kick through by Tony Kemp. He's turned Spruce round, he's behind his own try line. Spruce gets out of trouble. Good run from Spruce that. They were hunting him. Blackmore got to him first.
Good positional play there by Stuart Spruce.
Vicona, hasn't he been kept quiet by this Leeds defence? Terrific tackling. Well, we said there would be some sore bodies after the Saints-Wigan match on Good Friday. There will be some sore, bruised and battered bodies after this. McNamara, oh, flicked to nobody in particular, but Nicol applied the brakes and then got the tackle from Fleary again. Fleary and Farrell are hunting in pairs. Edwards got the pass away and Jowett did well. Last tackle though, that for Bradford. What's Paul got in the locker? Vicona, Doniger, Dwyer, Nicol. They're going to run it on the power play. Nicol, he's trapped, he's all wrapped up. That's great defence again from Leeds. Farrell again and Blackmore.
Full credit to the Bradford Bulls, keeping that ball alive. Outstanding. Oh, and they've got the mistake.
Sheridan.
Oh, penalty.
Penalty, messing around, stealing it in the Nicol, messing about at the play of the ball. It says the ball was stolen, knocked out of the grasp there.
Well, Nicol never made any attempt to get out of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, he's got eyes in the back of his head, Stuart Cummings.
Not only that, he's got a yellow card. That was a professional foul, and the man not trying to get back the full 10. He's gone into the sin bin. Holroyd. How come Nicol didn't join him?
Fleary, 11 metres from the Bradford line. Sheridan. Kemp now.
Well, is it too early for the one-pointer? I'm not so sure.
Chances here for Darryl Powell. Just on the field, Darryl Powell. Great Britain international. Fleary. Member of the coaching team, actually, when Great Britain faced Australia last autumn, Darryl Powell. Here he is in Super League. Now, Scales.
Not the best pass there.
No, Blackmore, but he's being bundled into touch. Super defence.
Please go to Lost Children to pick up.
No way.
The referee will take it back because this all happened on the last tackle.
So there was no advantage
to Bradford.
That's fine refereeing. Few of the Leeds fans and the Leeds players a bit confused there, but he's got it right as Stuart Cummings.
Now Spruce. Sensational defence this from Leeds.
Well, I know the theme.
Not seen Leeds work like this, Steve-O, before.
No, he's done a fine job, hasn't he, the coach Graham Murray. Well, the theme, as you mentioned, Eddie, before the game started was the men in black, because of the new strip. Holroyd comes back after the stint in the sin bin.
It's not been too costly then, has it? Edwards, a little chip over the top, was taken out. That's a penalty, and someone else could be on the way to the bin here.
Well, it took a long time coming, didn't it? The little chip over the top, the kicking game. The maestro goes through. Well, you're very lucky that Darren Fleary, who's had a fine match. Well, he certainly moved, did Fleary.
Yeah, Steve.
And there's no finer player in the game than Sean Edwards to perhaps milk it.
They've not found touch. Yes, they have. There's a knock-on. They didn't find touch. It's a knock-on against Harris. But Bradford didn't find touch then. The ball was knocked back inside. And I think Harris came up with a little blunder. Or is that the knock-on from St. Hilaire? No, that's gone backwards.
Well, that appears to go backwards.
There it is.
Just a little one, as soon as he left it. He's got good eyes, hasn't he, Stuart Cummings?
He's on top of his game tonight.
I must say, Leeds are going through the wobblies.
Fleary has come off. Masella comes on. No, Nathan Graham comes on for Bradford.
Don't pull his leg, Darryl.
Jowett now.
They've gone up a gear of the Bulls. They're hunting for more points. They're looking a lot more confident than they did in the first half.
But Leeds are standing there toe-to-toe and they're prepared to slug it out with them. McNamara, good ball to Nicol, he was nearly through. It was a terrific tackle in the end there from Jamie Matthew. Here's Edwards, long ball into the arms of Paul, and Paul floats it out to Scales. It looked forward, it didn't matter, Scales couldn't take it in.
Was forward anyway, quite clearly, even if Scales would have taken that. Stuart Cummings was already going for the whistle, only slightly.
A couple of errors from Robbie Paul, surely one of the men who will be called into the New Zealand squad for the end of season test series against Great Britain. Bradford though with 12 handling errors, that count is mounting.
Lucky to get away with it there. Paul went to second bite at the cherry in the tackle.
Powell again. Matthew Elliott, the Bradford coach, watching from on high here at Odsal. Good run again from Farrell, well watched by Mike Forshaw.
Oh, solid defence. It's Bradford now that are really going into it.
Masella felt that. Sheridan's the acting half-back. He gives it to Holroyd, and Holroyd hoists the midfield bomb under all sorts of pressure from Sonny Nicol. Cummings couldn't wheel it in. It'll all come back for the knock-on against Cummings.
No advantage given. But they're the right tactics. Get it high. It's pretty wet out there.
Well, in these conditions, anything can happen. Zihana has returned. It's for the night of October the 24th. He's not convinced. Just wants to make sure, and he's right.
Well, it'll also
Sterling
help.
says he thinks he got to it.
A big thank you to our big
Well,
match
we'll
sponsors,
see.
Plasticizers and Apollon of Bradford. Our match ball sponsors.
It was Stuart Spruce that got to it first, and it's a good job that he did. Great.
Wide it goes to Calland.
But Spruce gets there first. Be a dropout from underneath the sticks. Well.
I'll tell you what, there's some drama in this match tonight. If he'd have taken it there, Sterling would have scored. He still might have done. Where are they? Spruce.
Dearly me today. Tension, it was the most magnificent kick into the corner. And Sterling showed his speed.
This will be a dropout from underneath the post. It's going to be no try. Goal line dropout.
Here we go.
Oh, well, Sterling knows that on that few seconds,
This is an
the game hinged then.
Please phone home
As I was saying, they've got to go back to December 1995 for the last win against the Bulls. 16-12 here. That could have been game, set and match to the Rhinos.
Well, Sterling, the winger, must be wondering what he has to do to get the 4 points. And that's the second no try that's gone against him within the space of about 2 minutes. Third time lucky, perhaps.
2 video decisions going against Paul Sterling in 3 minutes. Holroyd, Harris has waltzed through them. A hat-trick for Iestyn Harris here at Odsal. And Harris back to his brilliant best. A hat-trick here on Odsal's big night, but not this time for Robbie Paul, who did it 12 months ago. This time, it's Iestyn Harris.
Watch how he uses the angle. A dummy runner came through, and it's a tired outfit, I'm afraid. The Bulls just run out of steam there. But watch how they use the dummy runner. He came through back on the inside, through the dummy. They failed to fill in. Hat-trick time for the Welsh Wizard. Dummy runner, round the back, takes the curve. Beautiful body swerve there. In and out, try time. Super stuff, Sheridan out wide. Holroyd did the right thing. Look how the fullback looped in up the angle. Nothing they could do about that. It was try time soon as he set off. He's happy. Smoking Joe.
He's delighted. That's the third hat-trick of Iestyn Harris's career. What a match he has had all round here tonight. The new Leeds captain. Well, it's on the massive screen, and the referee is taking the report from his touch judge. I think he's gone to the pocket. I think Black, he's in the sin bin.
Well, unless Stuart Cummings has suddenly become colourblind.
He wants a word with Sonny Nicol as well. I think they're just going for the scrap.
Right, Sonny, you would have been in the bin. The altercation on the floor. You didn't start it, but you carried it on. Carrying on afterwards, and have another swing. It's got to be red.
Oh, Nicol's got the red. And Blackmore gets a yellow.
I cannot believe that.
No, he's in the bin. He took it on further. Never mind. Hold.
Well, that's the only reason why we can think that he's been taken and sent from the field, because the act of petulance against the little halfback Ryan Sheridan. Well, this crowd will go bananas.
And so will he, Matthew Elliott, shaking his head. Now then, stand by for 8 minutes of blood and thunder. Nicol sent off.
They're looking for it. You can see it in the eyes of these players. Calculator. They'll bring it back. There's no advantage there, surely.
Let's play on. St. Hilaire thought he was on his way to the try line there. It was a desperate effort from Paul. It had to be. It's play on because that was the last tackle. Here's Harris. Long pass here and Bradford could be stretched. Sterling saw the gap. Sterling's gone for it, and Sterling wraps it up for Leeds. A famous night for Leeds. Paul Sterling denied twice by the video ref. Gets the try that wraps this game up. It's a famous win for the men from Headingley. They're delighted, and so is the Leeds coach, Graham Murray. Matthew Elliott isn't. The coach of the year knows the champions have been well beaten here.
Well, I thought there was an infringement. It came off a player that didn't know it was, so that was just play on. And if that's playing advantage to the Bradford Bulls, that's where they lost it by corner. Well, I'm not so sure that taking the ball 25 metres downfield constitutes the fact that there is an advantage to the Bradford Bulls. Not in my book anyway. Ball out wide. Sterling had been denied 2 no tries, but not on this occasion. He picks up the 4 points. That sealed it. Smiles at Leeds, but not much to smile about in the Bull camp. Full credit though. Speed off the mark. A tired outfit, but he'll take the 4.
Sterling gets the try. Harris is in front of the posts. 2 from